Start it up.
All right, so welcome to day 2 of my trip here to Yellowstone National Park. I'm just leaving the campground right now. It's about 9:55 a.m. I am about 2 or 3 hours behind schedule. Well, I ended up waking up during the night and I couldn't get back to bed. My mind kept going that there were 50 grizzly bears outside my car, and I mean, I don't know what it is. It was just like my mind playing tricks on me, and so I just couldn't sleep real well for about 3 or 4 hours during the night, and then finally fell back asleep, slept in a couple hours extra, and then ended up deciding that it made more sense to dump my footage onto my hard drive and make sure everything is nice and organized. Otherwise it starts getting messy if you start adding extra days and things like that. So I got everything organized and everything that I needed, like my cooler back in the car, the bed's made, all my stuff's being charged in the back right now, and like I said, I dumped footage and charged all my cameras and got new batteries in those, so all ready to go. I'm about 5, maybe 10 minutes from the gate, and since it's not so hot right now, it's only 50 degrees, I'm hoping that there is some wildlife out right now. There was not much yesterday, but it was also like in the 80s and totally sunny, so I'm hoping today it's a little bit of a different story. So I have my trusty map here, which actually works okay. You're using this combined with the background map on Tesla Maps. It won't give you turn by turn because there's no signal inside the park, but I just kind of cross-reference them both together, and that seems to work really well. So that's about it. I haven't eaten yet, but I think I just wanted to get into the park. I don't need to charge. I have 81%, and so I should be able to just get in there, and then I'll stop somewhere maybe in the next hour or two that has some great scenery, and just have a meal there. So I have a bunch of stuff in my refrigerator here, so either like some fruit and stuff for breakfast, or I could I still have a half of a Subway sandwich that is still in there. So I put all of this stuff in the bear box last night, and that worked great, along with the Jackery. The Jackery's still at 100%. It's still charging stuff. Now, most of this stuff is pretty small, so that Jackery really does do a lot, but I'm almost feeling like it's not reporting accurately, but you never know. I'll check it later today after it's charging the laptop right now, along with some other camera equipment still, and we'll see what it's at. So but yeah, everything worked great last night, and I decided, like I said, to stay one extra day. That gives me a chance to go through the other side of Yellowstone that I didn't get to yesterday. And today I don't plan to be out as long. It's about 10 a.m. now. I plan to probably go till about 2:30 or something like that, and then head back. That should be sufficient. I saw a lot of the geysers and stuff like that yesterday, and so while I'll stop at a couple of them, I'm not going to stop at like every single one or anything like that. Today's mission is to hopefully see a bunch of wildlife. All right, so let's go see if we can see some wildlife. Hello, how you doing?
Perfect.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thanks. All right, so today we're gonna go around to the north, kind of toward the Mammoth Hot Springs. So we'll go to Madison, then we'll take a left and go toward Norris, and then up toward Mammoth Hot Springs. Then we'll head east to Tower Roosevelt, and then south to Canyon Village. Once we get to Canyon Village, depending on how the day's gone so far, we may head a little bit south to Hayden Valley, which is where a lot of the wildlife is supposed to be, and but it just maybe like 10 minutes south right there. And otherwise we'll just do that northern loop and hopefully have a great day. All right, so because there's a lot of traffic here in the park, especially when you first get in here in Yellowstone, usually what I've been doing is I've just been putting it on autopilot, and because it's 45 miles an hour here throughout the park, and so I'll just put it on, I'll set it at 50, and it'll obviously adapt because of the traffic in front, and then I just let autopilot do its thing, and it's nice because then I can snap a quick picture or a quick video if there's like bison or something like that as I'm going through. And it just makes it a lot easier to enjoy to look around and not have to concentrate so much. Obviously you still have to pay attention, but the car will slow down if the cars in front slow down, and you don't have to worry about that. So autopilot for the win. Oh, he's laying down in the water. All right, so we've kind of been skunked when it comes to seeing wildlife. I saw one bison, and that's it. Not even any chipmunks today. So I don't know what else to do. I mean, there's just like between Grand Teton and here, I don't know if it's just the time of year or what. I mean, beginning to middle of September, but I mean, I've tried all hours of the day and there's just nothing out here. I mean, I see all the videos and stuff online of people coming, driving through and cars stopping because there's so much wildlife on the road. And obviously not my experience, but I would love that. So still hopeful, but it's not looking good. But I mean, even, regardless of all of that, it's still been a fun trip and been beautiful, and seeing the geysers yesterday and the little bit of wildlife that I did see, it was still great. But I'm not even halfway done today, so we'll see if my luck changes. Yeah, I'm not going to speed through here. Definitely not using autopilot right now either. I trust it, but not that much. All right, so it looks like we're down to one lane up here, and so they're just letting each side go at a time, so might be a minute. So right in front of me, I have this thing called the Earth Roamer XV LTR. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that these are like super expensive. I think I saw something like between $250,000 and $400,000 for one of these. So like super off-road, but inside it's like very luxurious. Yeah, they're pretty sick from what I've seen. They come with everything you could possibly think of, and including the kitchen sink. So as you just saw, access to the canyon right there is closed. I saw nothing anywhere the entire two and a half hour drive here that said that was closed. I'm actually kind of pretty frustrated right now and kind of pissed off, to be honest with you. I mean, granted, yes, I'll have another scenic drive back the exact same way I just came, which, to be honest with you, wasn't that great. It was kind of boring. Yeah, there was no wildlife. I saw one bison and I don't know, some ducks. I've been through 60% of Yellowstone now, and I've seen less than 10 animals. I mean, that's it in the entire thing. It's kind of disappointing. And again, you'd think with winter coming here, like it got down to 32 last night. Like it's going to start snowing in the next like couple weeks. Like you'd think these animals would be out eating and stuff and getting prepared for winter. And obviously it's nature, you can't control any of that, whatever. I get that. So I have 60% left. I got plenty to get back. Where I wanted to do is there's a loop, but you come in from here into the park, and I was going up on the loop here and then gonna come down here to Canyon Village, but this whole section here is closed. So the whole loop, I came in and went all the way north and came around. My only choice is to go exactly back the same way, which was already pretty boring in the first place. And there was road construction, a ton of road construction, where I had to wait at one spot about 20 minutes before the traffic would even move. Yeah, I guess the disappointment of just no animals being out anywhere. I mean, I understand you're not going to see like grizzly bears. Those are probably pretty elusive, and you're lucky if you happen to see some. But like I was told, there were like, I don't know, tens of thousands of bison. I've seen literally, I don't know, less than 10. I mean, and I've been through 60-some% of the park at all hours of the day. So, I don't know, whatever. I'm just a little bummed about the road being closed and having to drive back that way, because I was so happy that I didn't have to go back that way, that I could go on. You know, I was like, oh, that was pretty boring. I'm hoping coming up it's going to be a lot different and better. And so I kept going and pushing on. And then to find out like 2.5 hours later, no, sir, you have to go back the exact same way. There's nothing to see here. And I got to go sit through construction again, too. So I think I'm just going to head back. And there's no point in going anywhere else because I won't have enough charge. So I'm just going to head back. And in the morning tomorrow, I may try to go really early again and just go to like one specific area to see if there's any wildlife, and that's Hayden Valley. And if there's not, then just turn around and come back. But we'll see. I still really enjoyed myself, and again, the scenery is beautiful. It's just that there's a few things that, you know, you have your hopes for, and they didn't end up happening. So that's okay though. Life goes on. All right. Well, I'm gonna head back. I'm not gonna probably film much of it because I already filmed it on the way here. So if anything exciting happens, I will for sure let you guys know. But otherwise, taking the 2.5 hour trek back the same way I just came. All right, so day 3, making one more attempt. I decided it's just after 8 o'clock. I'm gonna try to go to Hayden Valley and see if I can see any wildlife. Figured it came all this way, might as well try. Hello, how you doing?
Need a visitor guide?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you. All right, so that pretty much wraps up my trip to Yellowstone National Park. I had a great time. There were a couple of things that, you know, didn't make it great, but it was still a lot of fun. And, you know, I covered most of those yesterday. There just wasn't a lot of wildlife. In fact, there was, like I said, there's more wildlife on an average day in Central Park in New York City than I saw the entire time I was here in Grand Teton and Yellowstone combined. So, luck of the draw, I guess, but amazing views, ton of fun just driving around. And I would have probably done a little more hiking, except for I didn't feel real comfortable just doing that solo in grizzly bear country. That's something I want to do with the group, and I probably need to set up in advance. But I definitely would like to come here again, and I think I know now a little bit more about the area and like where to go and where kind of not to waste time. And that always helps. So hopefully some of my travels helped you plan your next trip here. And while it wasn't the wildlife extravaganza that I thought it was gonna be, it was still a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it. The campground I was at was great and super close, right next to the West Yellowstone entrance. There's literally something right there. I gotta get out. All right, but thanks for watching, and please like this video if you want to see more like it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next travel video.